Guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. We are here with a swatching video, another one. I know, between the unboxing and the swatching, I'm not getting anywhere. It's just I've ordered so much stuff. Oh my gosh. Anyway, if you're regular on this channel, you might have noticed that I went a little bit cuckoo with buying all kinds of oil pastels, which I love. And after I said I'm not going to buy any more oil pastels, Amazon said, oh yeah, look at these water-soluble oil pastels. So I got them, and let me just show you on my other pad. I tested them. So these are the Mart water-soluble oil pastels, and I think these were like $16, and they're awesome. So they're just like oil pastels until you add water, and look at the beautiful colors. So then I thought, okay, I'm done now. And then it said, oh, how about watercolor crayons? So these were the cheapest ones I could find. There's a set of 24. It's by Sargent Art. And I've heard these are exactly the same as the Mungyo Gallery, but I don't know if they are or not. They do have the same exact picture on the front of them. So I don't know. I can't find any information under here except for it says made in Korea. So I'm not sure where the Mungyo Gallery ones are made, but they have the same like picture on the front. So anyway, I tested these out. I don't know if I did a video or not. I can't remember. My friend took a really beautiful picture and I wanted to try to draw it. So I did it here first in the crayon, and I just didn't put enough colors down. I was very light with it because I didn't know whether I would get rid of the lines or not. Now, this is not the best paper. This is just Dollarama paper. But I was just testing it out. And you know, it's not that bad for my first try. And it's like light colors. I redid this on my iPad with Procreate digital art. I'm much better at drawing there. I'll put a picture here. Doesn't that look way better than this? But I did this one first, and it gave me some practice. And I am kind of happy with how that turned out. So that's my friend's friend. I've never met her. But this is a beach. This is one of our local beaches. And it's just really pretty. And I kind of like how it's got the crayon look. And it's got the texture. Anyway, I didn't swatch them because I didn't think I needed to. Because you can basically tell what colors they are. But when I was adding the water, I did notice that some of the colors seem much different wet than they did dry. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to have to try to swatch them. So this is my Canson XL watercolor paper, and I'm on my second last page. Here's the last page right here. So we're working on the back of the second last page. So, and I've got something here. It looks like something purple. I don't know. So anyway, these might be out of order because I've already played with them. But so anyway, oh crap. My camera just fell out of the holder. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, guys, I am back. My camera fell right out of the camera holder, which is right here. But anyway, these are the colors. It's just 301 white, 302 yellow, 305 chrome yellow. So I'm going to try to just go down and let's see if the numbers are on here. Yeah, that's just yellow. So I'll go in and write them down after. But I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to color these. And you guys can't see that at all, can you? Let's turn it this way. So I don't know how I'm going to fit everything on here. So let's just go light, dark. I don't know. So let's just do one for now. And I've got a water brush. This is one of my, what brand water brush is this one? This is one of my Ohuhu water brushes. I thought I lost this set, but I just had it in one of my cases. So I'm glad I found them. So I've got 3 of them here, and 2 of them are in my little travel sets. And that's one of my little Derwent brushes that comes in 2 pieces that I took out of my Derwent pan because I'm using a small brush that actually fits in there better. So anyway, so that's what it looks like dry, and then you add water. And let's see how far I could take it. So that is really nice. And I might end up using the last page for these two. I don't know. So let me grab a paper towel. And I think I'm just going to turn them upside down when I need to. So this is the next yellow. And here's an orange. I'm going to have to do smaller swatches. So let me just color these all down, and then we'll come back and add water, okay? So I'm not going to be able to pull the colors too far over if I put them this close together. But this will just give us an idea of what the colors look like. I use this color, salmon pink, for the sand, mixed with this color here. Yeah, all my colors are all mixed up, unfortunately. I'm going to have to just go back in and put them in better order. Like this ochre. Why wouldn't this ochre be up with the yellow? I'm putting it up here with the yellow. Let's move everything down. So I'm not being careful or anything with how I'm coloring. I'm on an angle because I'm trying to let you see what I'm doing without my hand just getting in the way. And after I do these, I can decide what order I want these to be in. But it won't matter because they're always going to get messed up. I find I'm very messy with where my crayon slots go. Although this is pretty nice. It has little individual slots for each crayon to sit in. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to be able to fit these all on here. Okay. I didn't draw any grids this time. It's a pretty color. Deep green. And I do like that the colors are right on here. And I love that there's lots of greens. Because landscape is like one of my favorite things to do. I really, really, really love landscapes. And crayons are fun. Crayons remind me of kindergarten. I used to love my crayons. Do you remember, well, you guys are probably much younger than I am. I am going to be 60 years old on the 19th of June. And I'm probably 60 by the time you see this, because I've got lots of videos to come up on the channel. But anyway, when I was a little girl, we got new crayons in September. Like the end of August, my mom would take us shopping, my mom and dad, and we get all our school supplies, right? So we just get the new set of crayons and pencil crayons. Once in a while, I would get markers. I always begged for markers, but my mother didn't like markers because she said they were too messy, and she was afraid we would get them like on the rug or whatever. I don't know. My mom was always very worried about mess. But anyway, one year, this giant crayon set came out. I think there were like, I don't know how many colors. Not like you can get now with like over 100 colors, but quite a lot of colors. And it came with a pencil sharpener, and that was like the holy grail. Let's just turn this way so you can see it better. And I wanted that set so badly. And I think one year I did get it. But by the time I got it, I didn't want crayons anymore. I wanted markers. So, like, it was like 2 years later after I had been begging for them for 2 years type of thing. And then my parents got mad and says, "You're not grateful for anything." And it's just like I had outgrown crayons by that time. But anyway, at the age of 60, I am right back into crayons again. So off camera, I am just washing my water. Let me see if I can pick my water up without spilling it all over myself. I got this convenient little 3-carrier holder on Temu for like $3, I think. And all of these pieces come off and they fit in the middle. So it's really convenient. And I had originally bought this for part of my plein air kit, but I love it so much I'm using it in my room. Right now, we're doing this swatching in my room. And the reason is my art room has no light. I have added so many new lights, you guys, and it just doesn't work. I think we'll come this way now. So you can see where I've added more color and where I'm not, and we're lifting a lot of the color. Oh, a little bug just flew by. I've got my window open and I have a hole in the screen. And we had a really warm day today, so you could see the color is coming right off. So these are not nearly as vibrant as the oil pastels, the water-soluble oil pastels, but they're still pretty. And it's hard to get rid of all of the crayon underneath. So you're going to get more of a textured look with these, which is sometimes fun. I mean, I've got lots of watercolors, so it's nice to have something different. And you could always just color on the paper and use the paper as a palette. So say you wanted a sky blue with no coloring lines behind it. You could just get like a piece of plastic and just scribble on it and use that as your palette, if you know what I mean. So depending on how much water you add, you get a different look. So you can make the color spread quite a bit further from where the lines are if you want. So what do you guys think of these crayons? What I thought is they would be nice because they won't be as messy as an oil pastel. Oil pastels are super messy, you guys. Like, really messy. Like, crazy messy. They get all over your hands. The crayons don't. So I thought the crayons would even be nice to throw them in a pencil case and take them out and just do really quick sketches. You would probably not get as much detail as you would with paint, like just with watercolor, but just because they're bigger and clunkier. So what do you think of these crayons? Sargent Art Watercolor Crayons. They're wax. They feel exactly like a crayon in your hand. And you could just draw with them like a crayon. You don't have to add water if you don't want to. I hope you're seeing this okay. And I didn't color darkly on any of these. These are just like light. I was just coloring very lightly on most of these. This is that salmon color that I was using these two together for the sand. That'd be a skin tone. My skin tone almost. These two together. So my parents went fishing today. They went fishing at a lake called Ottertail Lake. And my poor dad got skunked. He didn't even get one bite. And my mom caught 2 fish, but not the kind that they were fishing for, so she let them go. She caught a pike and a perch, but they were going for pickerel, so she let both of the fish go. And then while they were out, my brother called from the lake. He was on a different lake. My brother lives outside of Ottawa, and he works about an hour away from where he lives. And he has to stay there for the week, so like in a hotel. His work pays for it. So he brought his boat this week so he could go fishing after work. So he went fishing after work, and he called to complain he wasn't catching anything. So I guess the fish weren't biting, and they're like 10 hours apart where my parents are and where my brother went fishing. And neither one of them, my mom got the 2, but they were all going for pickerel, and nobody got a pickerel. Oh, that's a pretty color. I like it. That's almost like a gray, eh? This blue is beautiful. So I'm just trying to move it around a bit. Some of them you can move around the colors more than others. And you can see how much I still have on my brush, like after doing that. So if I wanted, I could make that go really far. I'm going to tilt this up a little bit so you could see it. Try to hold my hand further back. See? Well, I could bring it pretty, I could move that paint away from the lines. It's pretty cool. You could do that with the oil pastels too. The oil pastels are easier to dissolve, the ones that I have, the Sargent. These are the Sargent art crayons, and I've already forgotten what brand oil pastel I have. The water-soluble ones. Can you see that color? I love this color. That is a gorgeous, vibrant color. Beautiful. Oh my God, you guys, I've done so much swatching today. I went a little bit overboard on buying art supplies lately. Like, and by lately, I mean for the entire year. Did I do the same color twice? I feel like I did the same color twice here. Maybe not. Maybe that is a little bit lighter than this. What do you think? I know it's hard for you to see because it's wet. Yeah, that's a lighter color. It's like just like a little bit lighter than that one, but very similar. And now we're coming into the greens, I believe. What I liked is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green, although this might be a blue. I don't know. Let's see. Let's lift this up. That's a blue. I guess it's like a blue-green. And I'm going to have to go back and write the colors names underneath after. I just wanted to do a quick swatching to show you what they look like. And to get an idea of how much crayon I would need to put down to get more color. Now, with the Dollarama painting, the Dollarama paper, you can't really put a lot of layers on it. The paper just starts falling apart. It's okay for one wet on wet layer, and then you basically have to go dry on wet after that. You can't, or wet, like you can't add a lot of water after is what I'm trying to say. This Canson is better than the Dollarama paper. The Canson paper itself, this is Canson XL, it's not great either. It's like, it was cheap, which is why I bought it, because I mostly wanted it for swatching and just for testing things. I do have some better paper now, but I didn't for the longest time. I finally gave in and bought some cotton paper, but I find I'm not good enough yet to justify spending $1 a page on paper. And that's like the cheapest cotton paper I could find. So I bought some more like student grade watercolor paper that a YouTuber told me to buy. And I can't remember who the YouTuber was. She was someone I don't watch a whole lot. But she kept saying this paper is great. So that's coming in the mail next week. So I'll do an unboxing. I can't even remember what it's called now. But I got like 3 books for $33. And I think each book had like 20 or 30 pages in it. So this Canson watercolor paper is one of the reasons why I bought it, is because it is watercolor paper. But also because there were so many pages in this. And I wanted something that had a lot of pages. I would buy, like, I do have one more book of this, but I would definitely buy more. But they're out everywhere I look. And by everywhere, I mean Michael's and Amazon. Those are my only 2 options for shopping. I mean, there's art stores I could afford, like I could buy online, but they charge for shipping. And I get free shipping on Amazon, and Michael's is just across town. Where do you guys buy most of your art supplies? Are there any good places to buy online if you're in Canada that doesn't charge like a whole lot for shipping or give you free shipping? Well, Temu, I got some nice cotton paper on Temu. And if you buy more than $30 Canadian, you get free shipping. Plus, their shipping's not that expensive anyway. So that is it for these colors. Let's take a look. Maybe sideways is better. So they're still wet. These ones have dried already. So now the only thing, okay, so here we have yellow. I didn't do the white, is the only color I didn't do. Because I want to wait for one of these darker colors to dry and go over it with white and see if we can. That feels dry, and that's a darker color. So let's just, wrong side. Let's just go over it. Yeah, you can't really see the white. So it's not like the oil pastels, when you go over with white, you could see it better. But you really can't with the crayon. So if I wet those little strips, what happens? Oh yeah, you could see it better if you wet it down. So I can make little white stripes, but it's not really opaque. Like you could see it, but it's not as vibrant as like say a white oil pastel is. So let's take a blue and let's do light color here. And I'll do a light color here and a light color here. And then we'll go over this again. And we'll go over this again. And then we'll go over this another time. So we have a light coverage, a medium coverage, and a dark coverage. So let's see how that works. So this is how I was doing it for the sky, trying to get a light coverage when I did that other painting, because I didn't want pencil marks in the sky, and it just totally didn't work on this paper. You can see I broke the paper going over it twice when I tried to add more, but there's the light, is the lightest I could do. Like I can't do lighter than that. Here's the medium. And here's the darker one. I've got more water, unfortunately. And the other thing you can do, let me get a piece of scrap paper. I've got just a little piece of scrap paper right here. So the other thing I think you could probably do if you wanted is take some blue and color it like on a plate or on a piece of plastic or on another piece of paper like this. And then you could add water and use this as a palette. So say I wanted to do a nice sky without the lines, I could do that. So that would work. And then you're not getting like pencil lines underneath. And I don't know if it would work right off the crayon. It does work right off the crayon when you're using the oil pastels, but I don't know if it will for the crayon. Let me just clean my brush because I already have blue on my brush. I want to take it off so I could try fresh. And let's see. We'll just add some water to the crayon and see if we could get it to... It's not really going on to here at all. Yeah, I'm just getting a super light color. So if you want a super light color, you could do this. Now the wax is still on here. I have not cleared these off of the wax. I did see online someone wrote in the comments of one of the videos I watched about these that you have to remove the wax and then you get more color. So now I've removed the wax from this. Let's go back to the scrap piece of paper because I've run out of room. Oh yeah, now that the wax is gone, I'm getting a lot of color. So you can take color right off the crayon, but you got to get rid of that wax first. That's really good to know. Let me just grab a crayon that has wax on it so you can see the difference. Can you see all that wax? And here you can see the spot where it's taken off. So you got to take that wax off. You can just wipe it off with a wet rag, or you could just paint with it like I just did on the brush. And once you take off that wax, then you can just use a brush. And you can use this basically as a paint palette. And then you're not getting any lines. And you're getting that really beautiful blue. And you could do a sky that way. So that's really, really good to know. Because when I did this, it was my first time opening them. I couldn't wait to try them. And I just made a mess coloring and then trying to use too much water to get rid of the lines. So if you don't want the lines, you can just make your own palette and take it off that way, which is what we see here. Or you could take it right off the crayon, which is what you could see here. And you can see this Dollarama paper doesn't really like the water. And I used the wrong side. I used the back side. This is the side that I probably should have used. And the other thing I wanted to see is if I dip the crayon in water. It was off camera, but I dipped it in water. So can I color with just a wet crayon? And I can. But now let's just grab water. And that's what it looks like on this side of the watercolor paper. And this is this really super cheap Dollarama watercolor paper. I think I paid like $3 for this. Let me see. $3.25 for this. This Dollarama watercolor paper. There's 20 sheets. And this is how it looks like. It's really perfect for the oil pastels. But it's not as good for the crayon because I put too much water. But I think if I colored more with crayon and then added the water, I think my problem was I didn't have enough crayon. And also they were too waxy. But you can go over with a wet crayon and you can make marks if you want those marks. But then with this kind of paper, you can really only go over with water twice before the paper starts dripping. So it's not ideal. Anyway, let me just throw this away. I am happy with them. I'm just going to need more practice with them. What did I do with that blue crayon now? Oh, God. You guys, I put the blue crayon down. Oh, my God. You're not going to believe what I did. I threw the entire crayon in the water with the paintbrush. Now I got to dry my crayon. Oh, look at all that color. Okay, guys, so here it is, and you can see the one crayon that I accidentally threw in my water, along with my brush. But it has no more wax on the tip, and all the rest have wax, so the wax has to come off. I will practice with these, and I'll paint maybe 3 paintings and come back and do a review. And then maybe online we'll do a comparison of the water-soluble crayons with the water-soluble Montmartre oil pastels. Maybe I'll just try to do this picture again with the crayon and see how it comes out. And I even put the colors that I used here. And you know, this Dollarama paper works very well for gouache. So, just saying, if you want to paint with gouache, it's a nice paper to use. So, that is it for these Sargent Arts watercolor crayons. This is just the swatching. I will come back after I've tested it a bit more. I guess this could be part of it too. Anyway, I hope you liked this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And all of those good things that help me as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care and stay safe. Happy painting. Bye, guys.